Hello everybody and welcome back to the Brickazoids Den. We're back with Season 7 of Adventure Time. We're going to do a top 5 ranking now. I know recently we've been doing top 20, top 15. We're going back to 5 because I believe Season 7 only has like 26 episodes. We're back to the regular old 26 instead of 52 and 43. So we're back at 26. And also to mention, this season has the miniseries Stakes in it. So I had to account for that as well. And I think I'm going to want to extend this series a little bit. I really enjoyed making this series, and I think I'm going to extend it a little bit. So what I'm going to be doing is I'm going to be doing Season 7. And instead of doing Season 8 after, I'm going to be doing Adventure Time Stakes, the miniseries, and ranking all 8 episodes of that. Then I'll go to Season 8. Then I'll do the Islands miniseries. Then Season 9, the Elementals miniseries, and then finish off with Season 10. So we can extend it just a little bit. Well, actually kind of a lot. But for now, I just wanted to let that out there, that we're going to be doing a little bit more to add to this series, which I think is going to be a lot of fun. But for now, we have Season 7 that we have to go over. Got top 5, back to classic old top 5, just like how we started. So let's get going right now. Alright, for number 5, we have A King's Ransom. This is basically the episode where Gunter gets kidnapped, and we later learn that he was kidnapped by Betty. And Ice King starts to kind of break down because he's without Gunter. You can't have Ice King without Gunter. But he enlists the help of Finn and Jake to go help him find Gunter because Gunter's been penguin-napped or kidnapped, whatever you want to call it. But overall, this was just a generally fun episode of the season. And this is really like the only episode that I would like kind of just consider like the general fun range. Not to say the other ones aren't fun, but the other 4 episodes on this list here have more story and some more things that can actually happen in the universe. But this one was just kind of like a pretty mid-season type episode, I think. And it just kind of grew on the idea that Betty is still in the Land of Ooo, you know. She still exists in the Land of Ooo, not in the Great Mushroom. She didn't die or anything in the Great Mushroom War era anymore. She's actually like living in the Land of Ooo. And clearly causing some issues because she just stole Gunter. How dare you? That's horrible. Don't steal Gunter. Gunter's very nice. Well, actually, he's Orgalork, but you get the point. You get the point. A King's Ransom's number 5 here, so we'll move on to number 4. Number 4, we got Varmints. This was a very fun episode. Well, actually, not even just a fun episode, a really good episode, honestly. We still have Princess Bubblegum living at her old, like, wooden shack instead of living at the Candy Kingdom. And she's taking care of a varmint problem, you know? She has a pumpkin patch. These varmints keep messing it up with their... I think they were acidic, right? They have acid, yeah. And Marceline comes over to help out. And they end up going down this, like, varmint hole and getting into, like, this abandoned subway area, I believe. And it's a Marceline and Princess Bubblegum episode, just kind of showing off some of their relationship. And there was even, like, a little writing on the wall that Princess Bubblegum and Marceline were there years ago. So while they're, trying to fight off a horde of varmints in this cave, they're also kind of going through their relationship and why they broke up and everything. And it was super interesting. And also, we get a lot of this type of stuff, a lot of this Princess Bubblegum, Marceline information about their relationship in the Distant Lands episode Obsidian, which obviously came later. But this was a very good kind of start to that and kind of start to them coming back together, as we know from the last episode of Adventure Time, Come Along With Me. They finally get back together, and this is kind of like a pretty big start for that. So that was really cool to see. And like I said, overall, it was a pretty generally fun episode. A lot of cool fight scenes with Marceline growing huge, and Princess Bubblegum with all of her different gadgets and weapons to take down the varmints. But yeah, it was very fun. And then the clothes that they wore in this episode were very cool. I know Marceline had like a jersey or something, like a high school jacket, and then Princess Bubblegum had like a farmer hat or so, no, not a farmer hat. She had like a baseball cap and like a did she have like a plaid shirt? I don't know. You get the point. It was just very fun. And, yeah, so I guess we'll move on to number 3 here. Top 3 already. This feels so weird. I'm so used to having to be at, like, top 15, top 18 at this point. But, yeah, we're on top 3 here. So we have number 3 is Cherry Cream Soda. This is very, the title is very similar to the other episode, Root Beer Guy. Of course, Root Beer Guy and Cherry Cream Soda are married in this universe. They are living in the Candy Kingdom. And at this point, Captain Root Beer Guy died after the episode Something Big, I believe, where Maja resurrected Darren the Ancient Sleeper, I think his name is. And he ended up killing Captain Root Beer Guy, or Captain Root Beer Guy sacrificed himself to save the Candy Kingdom. And in this episode, we basically get a life where Cherry Cream Soda is living without Captain Root Beer Guy. She's now, I believe, married to Starchy the Gravedigger, who's living at the same house. And, well, Captain Root Beer Guy comes back on, one fateful night as Dirt Beer Guy, and Cherry Cream Soda can't accept it yet that Dirt Beer Guy or Root Beer Guy has come back. And then, he slowly kind of reacclimates himself, reassimilates himself into the Candy Kingdom and back into this world because he was dead for so long, basically. And eventually, by the end of the episode, it was like Starchy versus Dirt Beer Guy, which was pretty funny. But by the end of the episode, Cherry Cream Soda and Dirt Beer Guy seem to kind of bring their relationship back together. I think Cherry Cream Soda breaks up with Starchy, and then they start to slowly kind of come back together because they are like they need to be together. Like, it can't just be Starchy and Cherry Cream Soda. That's not how it works. But yeah, it was very cool to see one of my personal favorite characters of Adventure Time come back. I was so happy. Like, oh god, that would be so cool if they just made like a spin-off show. Maybe I should do an Adventure Time like spin-off show idea thing. That'd be pretty cool. Yeah, maybe I'll do that. But yeah, number 3 is Cherry Cream Soda. These last 2 episodes on the list here haven't been Finn and Jake related, but don't worry, we're getting right back to Finn and Jake with number 2 on this list, which is Crossover. This episode is basically Finn and Jake travel to the farm world, as we call it, the Adventure Time fans call it, where Finn is using the Ice Crown. He's using Ice King's crown and just freezing the entire place and just causing mayhem and destruction everywhere. And Finn and Jake are using a weapon called the Maid, I believe, to try and get rid of Farm World Finn, because I think they were trying to like just get rid of this universe in general because it may have been causing issues with, like, I don't know, it was all like multiverse universe stuff. It was kind of confusing, but it was really cool because I believe, if I'm not mistaken, the Lich came back in this episode. So that was really cool. We haven't seen him for like a solid season-ish, kind of. And the Lich came back, and it was basically Finn and Jake versus the Lich and Finn, or Farm World Finn with the Ice Crown. And it was super duper cool to see. And then this is also where that whole thing starts, where Finn, I think Finn cuts off the Lich's hand, causing it to fall into the portal, and then the Lich's hand kind of lives on at the end of this and separates into all the other multiverses, or universes in Adventure Time, and one lands in the universe that we are in with our regular Finn and Jake, and they have to take on this Lich hand, which, this Lich hand kind of lasts pretty long. If he started in Season 7 and kind of ended in Episode 3 of Distant Lands, which is Together Again, which is where they killed the Lich's hand, like, completely, I think. He lasted a pretty long time, so the Lich has been around for a really long time, in the context of the show, and a long time for the viewers as well. We've known him for so long, since Season 2, actually. So yeah, the Lich will live on, Number 1 on the list, we got Bad Jubies. Yeah, this one was definitely going to be a number 1 for me when I re-looked at the list, or the catalog of episodes for Season 7. Immediately, I knew right off the bat that Bad Jubies was going to be number 1 because of how amazing it was. They brought in a whole different animation style. They used claymation, I believe, or some sort of clay animation, and they basically made a whole story with this, like, clay world, clay Jake, clay Finn, clay Lumpy Space Princess, and clay Beemo. And I think those were the only 4 characters in this episode that were originally from the show, which is good enough for me. I thought that was great. And they're basically building a bunker because a storm is coming in that could, wipe it all out. And Jake isn't helping. What is he doing? But really, Jake has been learning how to be one with nature and calm everybody down. And it eventually saves the day after the big storm cloud comes in and bursts through their bunker and starts causing problems. But this episode was basically Adventure Time, but claymation, or this clay animation. And it was incredible. I mean, I wish we got more episodes with this type of animation, but this one is definitely absolutely incredible. It was such a fun watch, and it was definitely a change of pace, because I know Adventure Time did a couple of these types of things where they had a different animation. Things like the food chain episode, along with Water Park Prank as well, which was not a very good episode. But this one, Bad Jubies, was. It was a really, really fun clay animated episode. So that is number one for me. But we will kind of close it out here. That's gonna close it up for our for my top 5 list. Back to top 5s, probably for a little while as well. I don't think there was gonna be too many more lists that are a lot. But yeah, back to the top 5 episodes here. And this is my top 5 for season 7. Please tell me what your top 5 is in the comments. I would love to hear it. But if you enjoyed that video, like, comment, subscribe, comment YouTube stuff. You know the deal. And I will see you when I post the next video in the future. See you guys.